All right, what's happening?
I'm gonna have to make some room. The old hammer trick.
It's been a week since AMP, and we've got Trainer 3 back up on the lift to start to address some of the stuff that it needs. If you remember, back we built it in, well, he built it in a little under 2 weeks from shell to race car. We took it to COTA, and the car was just a little bit slow in the straight lines there, or at least in some times, but we built that airbox, tried to get it breathing a little bit better. And then at AMP, we had to run a stock exhaust for the sake of sound, and both events, the car was just kind of slow in a straight line, like just a bit, but just enough that even though it kind of dyno's okay, it's not awesome. So the first thing we're doing is taking that stock exhaust back off. We are going to change the header from a PLM header back to a stock header, which is what he's fabricating right now. Did I get that right?
Yep.
Modified stock header, an ASM header, if you will. And then we've got another short list of stuff that we want to get done before the next race comes up, which is NCM. I would say NCM feels like the first proper race of the season somehow, because COTA is like a special round and AMP was small, but NCM is like the first one that everyone gets excited for and a bunch of people come out for. We'll have a full field. It's he and I's both, I think, favorite track, one of the favorite tracks that we go to, so both of us want to do super well, and this car needs to get just a little quicker, I think, to get right there.
K-series flange, F-series header. The outside runners, everything lines up pretty much spot on after you cut the old flange off. But the inside runners on an F-series are too close together, so you have to just cut them and clock them just a little bit. And then they'll line right up. You'll have to try to flatten the pipes to mate up to the flange nice and flush. And weld away. Okay.
There we go.
A little bit of welding. I'm not the best fabricator, but I'll make it work. You can hide a lot with a grinder.
True.
This is more of a theory right now, and maybe by the end of this video we'll have that theory proven.
You look so cool in your glasses. Sorry.
You have, this is a 4 to 2 to 1 header. There are some headers that are like 4 to 1, so all 4 runners come and meet at one point. But the trick to making power is getting this just right. And I really do think factory S2000, like they have this thing figured out. But they're combining the number 1 and 4 cylinder, and then the number 2 and 3 cylinders together. And then from there they go from 2 to 1. So it's 4, 2, 1. The PLM header that we've been using, which is probably just the cheapest K-swap, like bolt-on header. That one does 1 and 3 together. I should double check. 1 and 3 together, and 2 and 4 together.
Right.
So it's just not matching the right pulses, and it's not creating that like vacuum effect. So this one I've been using a lot. This is the stock S2000 header. I've been using it in a lot of our cars with good luck. Haven't had any issues. But the PLM one works great maybe for a street car or something. It has good mid-range power, but up top it just falls off pretty hard. So this, between this and then getting rid of that stock exhaust, putting on the a Burke 3-inch should help this thing breathe a bit.
We've also got this new hood with different venting. I don't know if it actually matters about the venting, but it's carbon fiber. Carson's Flyer. Cars for hire. Among the other things we want to do, we've been kind of keeping a track of what we want all of our cars to have. But so we talked about the exhaust, we talked about the header, talked about the hood. It's got a little bit of tire exposed on the fenders, and the front arrow isn't necessarily as maximized as it could be. So if you see, it's just the factory CR lip, which does, you know, offset a little bit maybe of lift in the front, but in general, it's not really doing much. Where the rest of the cars we have typically run an air dam all along here, and then some fender spats so that the tire, if you see, sticks out. If you basically just protect this from a little bit of the air, kind of smooth out the aero on the front. S2000s are not necessarily known for their aerodynamic prowess. So anything to kind of clean off the front end a little bit, because I do think generally in GLTC we're among the lower horsepower competitive cars. We also hit like a power to drag problem because we only make 210 horsepower on a good day. Cars with 240 horsepower at the same power to weight above 120 miles an hour just check out from us. So anything to clean up the front aero is good on this car. Stock exhaust. Oh! You said don't judge your welds?
Yeah. This is the old flange. Cut that off. You see how close those runners are? That's all the difference is. So just had to spin these out a little bit.
Huh.
Cut here, clock a little bit. Kind of have to reshave the runners so they all kind of match up to the flange. That's it.
Header's ready. Got
Almost ready.
exhaust. Okay, almost ready. Exhaust is almost ready too. I gotta take bubble wrap off it.
Yeah, I don't have to do much cleanup on this one.
Getting good at this. Have you ever considered a career in working on cars?
I actually don't know if I have to really, maybe that one a little bit. Run the porting bit in there to just kind of make sure there's no sharp edges, but that one, they're actually pretty good. This is, you remember that time that the porting thing hit me in the face? This is what I was doing.
Okay, let's not do that again.
Yeah, I was coming in like this,
Oh,
and
Jesus.
it caught, and then when it caught, this thing was doing this inside here. And I'm like, I just let go of it, and then when it flew out, it hit me in the face.
That sucks.
Yeah, shit happens. I think I have a scar there.
A little bit. Man, it's wild. When you start to think of cars like Legos, I've never opened a Lego kit thinking this is intimidating. I should just be able to do all this. And you guys think of cars that way, kind of.
You think that we think cars is not intimidating?
In my mind, people who are comfortable working on cars, they don't think of it can't be done. It's just like I have to make the pieces fit.
I think there's a lot of intimidating bits to it. I know when I first started, like doing a lot of like welding and all this stuff, and I mean, I still think some of it's tough. I'm maybe not intimidated by it, but I know I have a lot to learn. But I remember being intimidated by it all until you finally just jump in and start doing it. And
Right. It's just making pieces of metal fit together. Almost
This part, yeah.
except for electronics.
Pretty much. To make it sound simple, yeah. Alright. Let's watch Tom install a header. I already gave him the clue though, that it needed to be installed from the bottom.
Although I see. I can't remember how you were doing this, but I don't think this. Sometimes part about being the editor of the videos.
You just edit all this
I
out.
can edit me looking stupid out. Seems like this would still be
Get,
easier.
I got pretty damn close. I think you got her.
I did. Yeah, it's on.
You got it already on the bolts?
Yeah.
Just hanging on there? Wow. Alright. Bring the car down, lower the car down slowly.
Need accelerated lifts.
Accelerated lifts.
It just happens faster.
You know.
How many minutes of your day are wasted sitting on
Right? I want a modified lift. I want this thing to drop, like fall down, like almost at
Tower of Terror?
yeah. Like in the last 2 seconds it catches.
All right.
Roll a little.
Shiny. It's a sick beat, man.
The axle.
All right, what's happening?
I'm gonna have to make some room. The old hammer trick.
That's an ASM special.
That is
Cost extra.
invented.
So we have the new S2 fabricated exhaust, this mid pipe, this whatever this part is.
Burnt exhaust.
No, what's this part of it?
It's part of the exhaust. I don't. You could call
Okay,
it
this
another
part of the
midpipe.
exhaust, and then this part of the exhaust. But it hits right here, cling,
And
cling, cling,
back here.
makes a cool noise, and right, where is it? Right here. This is the annoying thing about cars is you spend thousands of dollars on shiny things, and everything's supposed to be good, and then it just like it hits a part it's not supposed to hit.
Story of my life.
Can you imagine you go to a restaurant, you pay thousands of dollars for your steak, hundreds of dollars, and it comes and it's like got a thing in it. It's not supposed to or something. It's cooked
Send it
wrong.
back.
You send it back. No, this one you just take a hammer to your $1,000 part.
Yep. Side, we're like low 12s.
Okay.
So I'm just going to lose a little fuel here, all the way from about 4,000 up. All right, that's simple. Now let's do a pull and see if there's any change to the A4.
Okay.
Fourth gear. So took out that fuel, but really no change in power or anything.
Yeah.
There's basically 3 things we get to change. 4 if you count VTEC, but VTEC's like set so low it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
We get to change fuel, we get to change ignition timing, and then we can change cam phasing. Ignition timing on these NAK series, like, it's usually all around the same, and it doesn't seem to make a big difference. Like, I can run it at 25 degrees or 30 degrees and it makes like the same power.
What is that in reference to degrees?
This is the...
I know it's angle, but...
Right. The ignition angle advanced, that it actually like fires the spark.
When it's 30 degrees from a point,
right,
is when it
from top
fires?
dead center, yeah. It's 30
Okay.
degrees in advance. Think of like riding a bike when you're going to like jump on the pedal to get going really fast.
Yeah.
You kind of have to do that a little bit ahead of time before the pedal comes to top dead. You have to kind of like make the jump.
Yep.
And get ready to. That's what this is basically doing. Is it's starting the ignition event 30 degrees before top dead center because it takes time for that combustion to actually happen. So by firing that spark plug 30 degrees before, it gives it enough time to actually have full combustion power. But too soon, and then you start combusting while the piston's still coming up.
Yeah.
We'll try. I want to play with cam angle. That's the biggest thing I wanted to change. What we're gonna do is try some cam angle, and we're gonna give it some more.
So you just highlight the squares and press up and down?
Pretty much.
Change the numbers?
Yep. Make another pull.
Now?
Yep.
Okay.
What we just did gained all that little bit of power.
That was wild. I could feel that as we were doing it.
Yeah, it liked a lot of that. It liked more ignition timing. Or not ignition timing, cam timing.
Right.
Let's try it again.
Okay.
Not much, but some right here. So we didn't pick much anything up top, but we picked a little more mid-range. It's all very minimal, but at the end when you can see the overall, like before and after, it's significant.
So you just keep adding stuff until
It starts losing power, and then you go back.
So it's like any other...
Yeah. Tuning is a pretty simple process. I mean, experience can kind of get you there faster because you kind of already know what maybe works, what doesn't, and you can get already close.
Yeah, not feeling around in the dark.
All right, let's try it again.
Yeah.
So I need to go back up top. I just need to go back down. All right, try it again.
Okay. You like that one?
Look how smooth that looks.
That's like 10 horsepower across the mid-range, isn't it?
The other day we still made about the same peak power. I mean, 2 horse.
Yeah, from 5 to 7 though.
All this extra power right here. Okay, let's try that.
Okay, let's try that. The same but a little better.
So it looked like it only saw a little more power at the very top end.
Ooh, I can't wait till this thing's ripping at NCM.
Go ahead.
Whatever that was good, right?
Yeah, it likes more ignition timing.
From 6 to 7,500, it's like
The change being
The ignition timing.
more is better.
It did.
More equals more.
More was better. Can't complain about not having power anymore.
Nope. I was just gonna ask. Have you ever had one go that high before?
This is actually 230. I think was the highest NA K24 I had in an S2. I don't know what else to change. I mean, I think this is gonna be plenty. We'll have to get it on their dyno,
Yeah.
which is probably gonna read lower. I mean, it's kind of been the pattern.
Yeah.
But even if it hits 212 is our target. So if it hits, it's got to be close.
That's exciting.
Yeah, that was no tuning. That's what it made.
So 214 with no tuning, and almost a consistent 10 to 13 above with tuning. Cool. He did say I was gonna tune. I didn't do shit. I just sat here and pushed the pedals. So if he says I tuned, don't believe him. So that pretty much does it for getting T3 ready for NCM. Got also the front bumper painted, get the car looking a little more cohesive. Turned out great. Thank you, Micaiah, for letting us paint it with, teaching me as well. And then might do an air dam right here along the bottom, but that's pretty much it. I think really excited about where it's at. We'll call this Trainer 3 version 1.2 because version 2 is still coming. But yeah, we race in a week. Be exciting.